How you doing, YouTube? Matt with the Mass Beer Reviews, back with yet another review with Joseph.
From NEP Beer Reviews, how's it going?
It's going. We're doing a couple of reviews.
Nice.
Last one of the night, went through a couple, and this one is a barrel-aged beer, courtesy of Tom. Tom has sent me a couple beer mails. I actually picked this up in person, met him for the first time in Real's lives, as opposed to Fake's lives. And I went to a trip to Manhattan, bopped around, and ended up hanging out, drinking a couple beers, and he gave this to me while I was out there. So thank you very much, Tom. Oddly enough, I've only reviewed one other beer from Finback, and it was with you.
Yeah.
And that was their Lazy Axe. I think the bottle's floating around here somewhere. I'm not going to look for it. But we enjoyed that one.
Yes, we did.
So I'm really excited to give this a whirl. This is their B.Q.E. It is an Imperial Stout brewed with chocolate and coffee aged in bourbon barrels. For those that don't know, Joe asked it right before we went on, hit the record button. What does B.Q.E. stand for? Brooklyn Queens Expressway. It's basically a highway kind of connecting Brooklyn to Queens. You know what I mean? And that's kind of where they're located. So as far as what it says in the bottle, Finback B.Q.E. Barrel-Aged Imperial Chocolate Stout. B.Q.E. celebrates the great boroughs in which we live and work, Brooklyn and Queens. This is an Imperial Stout brewed with local chocolate and coffee aged in bourbon barrels, 2015. I'm almost positive this came out about 2 weeks to 4 weeks ago. It's fairly fresh.
Oh, wow.
So, again...
And I think it's like 10% ABV.
10%. You know, sometimes you want to let stuff sit. I don't have a huge problem letting barrel-aged stuff sit. It's already sat for a while. Mm-hmm. Sometimes they can come off a little bit boozy, and you want to let it sit additionally, but we're doing a review, so label-wise, it's fucking awesome. I love it. It's super classy.
I remember the other Finback beer being...
like a really great label, yeah. So their art design is pretty awesome from top to bottom. So, really excited to give this a review. Let's see what we have here. Using these beer glasses, because I like how they look, but beers pour weird in them, so hopefully this one doesn't go nutty on me. It's a barrel-aged beer, so I'm not expecting the most gigantic head in the world. But I have been proven wrong before. That doesn't look too shabby.
No, not too bad at all.
There we go. Set that sucker there. Put it right in the middle. Let's see what we got here. You know, depending on the pour, somewhere between 1.5 fingers ahead. Somewhere just south of what I like my coffee to look like. Like, you know what that means? Nobody knows what that means, but I do, so whatever. Decently creaminess to it. It's like, it looks like it'll have really nice lacing once it actually gets down there, because it looks like it wants to cling to the glass already. Like it's got a huge bevel to it.
Yeah, it's really cool.
Yeah. Pretty compact bubbles, little sporadic suckers in there, so, yeah. Dark. I mean, it's fucking dark. Yeah. I mean, I just swirled it around. I'm already getting lacing on it, so, yeah, let's get into it. Oh, sweet, non-boozy bourbon, man.
Yes.
Like sweet, like candied bourbon. Like you reduced it, you cooked off all the booze. You're just getting sweet cherries and sweet liquorish kind of vibe without any heat whatsoever. That's what I'm getting.
And I said that with like a bunch of like homebrew. What I really like to, why I really like to use bourbon soaked oak chips is you taste. You get the actual bourbon flavor without any of the alcohol. And that's exactly what's coming on here.
I'm definitely getting chocolate in this. The coffee's there, but it's way down there. It's not nearly as big.
It's nowhere near.
It's that sweet,
as apparent.
Sweet candied kind of bourbon, then the chocolate, then the coffee's way down below. Yeah, definitely cherry cordial-ish kind of vibe with the cherry from the kind of dark fruity bourbonness. Yeah. It smells pretty good. Stout-wise, beer-wise, hard to really get much out of there.
Yeah, it's hard to get past that bourbon, like that boozy, not boozy, but like that over-the-top kind of bourbony.
It's an impactful bourbon without the heat. Like that's the cool part, which is it smells like it's going to taste pretty sweet. Because that bourbon, if it's that big without any booziness, it's going to end up becoming more sweet, candy-like, as opposed to boozy. So let's dive in there. Cheers. That's delicious.
Yeah, it is.
That's delicious. And the chocolate comes through, the coffee comes through. Again, it's not beating out the chocolate, nor is it beating out that sweet cherry kind of dark fruity bourbonness, but it's bigger. The chocolate and the bourbon, it's kind of like almost a combination of the chocolate and the barrel. It gives you this like creamy kind of smoky chariness. Like you get like a barrel char, but it's like a chocolate char, like kind of like if you shave some of the char and shave some chocolate and mixed it together kind of vibe.
Yeah, I'm getting a lot of chocolate. I'm not getting a whole lot of coffee, and the slight amount of coffee that I'm getting in there is like that generic coffee flavors come from stouts.
Yes, I can see that. Where even if you don't put coffee in it, you can get that kind of coffee flavor. So I can definitely see where that's coming from. But like you said, for me, it's bourbon. That bourbon sweetness is definitely a leader in the pack, bigger in the nose, but still leading in the pack in the mouth. And then for me, the chocolate combined with a bit of barrel in there, and the char's not overly charry. It's not like it's not dominating chariness, but it's very soft. That's what I would describe this beer as. Really,
this is a very soft beer.
You know what I mean? It's not. The flavors are bountiful, but super rounded. There's no really kind of hardness to it. It reminds me of something I can't put my finger on. I've had a beer similar to this. And
Same here, and I can't pick it out either. I got it in the same way in the aroma. I'm like, this reminds me of something, and I can't figure out what it is.
Yeah, whatever it is, it's delicious. I don't know, man. Yeah, it's kind of bugging me now. But yeah, it's fucking delicious, is what it is. I mean, it's really well done. Not that there's no such thing as a perfect beer, but flaw-wise, really not unless there's any flaws whatsoever.
No, there's nothing. Balance is really good. There's nothing that I'd say. There's nothing out there that shouldn't be.
Yeah.
You know?
Like we've been pretty much saying the whole time, like the barrel, the bourbon, the chocolate, they're the stars of the show. So it's not like the beer's punching through all those things, giving you like a overly roasty kind of character. But even though it doesn't have to be balance, doesn't have to be equal parts everything. To have something a little bit bigger than the other means that it's balanced right. There's a perfect amount of kind of bourbon in there without any booziness. Which I get really impressed when someone can do that, when they can bring a lot of bourbon character to a beer without the booziness. Do you know what I mean? Like
I do, and that's also really impressive to me. I think a lot of beers from, say, the brewery, they're good, but I think I would enjoy them more if they were dialed back.
Yeah.
A little bit.
You're also talking 10% as opposed to
16%, but that I understand the differences there.
When that's their fault. They don't have to make it 19%.
No, they
can totally make it 15% or 14%. So
I did a big review of like Black Tuesday and all of its variants a couple years back. Not a video review. I wrote that review, and that was the one thing that I noted. I noted that at the very end. I talked about each beer and then commented on the experience. And I said these beers would, I think, be better lower in ABV. I'm not talking like Bourbon County Stout range.
Yeah.
Basically.
And actually, like full disclosure, I actually had this when I was in Manhattan. When I went to a bar called Hops Hill in Brooklyn, and this is one of the ones they had on draft. And the bourbon was way sweeter.
Really?
On draft. Yeah, like way sweeter, like infinitely sweeter. And it's way more balanced. And it was still good.
Yeah.
But it was like definitely way bigger.
I would actually be really interested to see how this would age. Not for a super, super long time, but like...
I go absolute total opposite of it.
But that's just me.
Yeah, no, I mean, don't get me wrong. I would be interested to see how it would age.
Yeah, and I should also preface
but I don't think I would.
I should also preface that by saying this is a really good beer fresh. Now it's just curiosity.
Yeah.
Like,
yes.
I'm going to sit back I'm going to get a bottle of this or two and sit on them for a little while and crack them open in periodically, depending on how many bottles I had.
So yeah, let's talk about it. It's one of the better barrel-aged stouts I've had as of late, yes. Mm-hmm. Just from the, like, and we said that earlier, the softness of it is so, it's so easy to, I can drink this whole bottle to myself and be like, I'll drink another one.
I don't know if we mentioned it at all, but it doesn't drink like a 10% beer.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. It's a beautifully soft, creamy, easy drinking beer. Like I said, I could drink 2 or 3 of these in one night, and I have no problem with it. Mm. This is that easily drinkable. So, yes, it is one of the better stouts I've had as of late. Would I buy it again? Again, it was gifted to me, which is awesome. But I'm 99% sure, and correct me if I'm wrong, the internets. I'm pretty sure this was $20 a bottle.
Ooh.
That kind of sucks. I get it. I get it. Small brewery. Yeah. Doing this kind of beer, I get it. I totally get it. Because to me, this is just as good, not as impactful. This is just as good as a Angel Share. Not as big, not as impactful.
Yes. And
you're getting more because it was a 500 milliliter, probably. You know what I mean? I'm assuming. Or is it
probably on that side?
1.9 fluid ounces. I don't fucking. It's weird because I hate the metric system when it comes to. I hate it when it's not 500 milliliters. That's the only time I want the metric. I think that's what it is. I don't know. Anyway, the price point kind of sucks, but here's the thing: small brewery trying to do their thing. I don't mind it. That's where I don't mind it. Mm. You know, Lost Abbey and Port Brewing, they don't have to do that price point, and they can still turn a huge profit because of the distribution footprint.
Yes.
I mean, this availability wise,
they don't need a.
There's probably one floating around here.
This guy, perfect.
There you go.
That doesn't have to be $20 a bottle.
Yeah, but it is. You know what I mean? So it's like I don't have a problem with this being that price because of how small they are. Mm-hmm. They're a very small brewery doing. They put out 6 stills in the city, and they do random. Open it in like bottle releases.
I would be hesitant if I didn't have the. This is really going to sound weird. I would be hesitant to spend that much money had I not trying the beer before. Mm-hmm.
It's the fucking it's the chicken and the egg argument.
Yeah,
I had no problem buying it because I know how good it is, but I wouldn't buy it at this price point to know how good it is to buy it in order to be okay with buying it. It's one of those random things, and that's why when you find it on draft, you have it. But since it was different for me on draft, so you never know.
Yeah, like the auto from the wood from Hair of the Dog, which was like $25 a bottle.
Yeah, and you're like fuck, and then you had it, and you're like yes.
But still, that was like a happy birthday. Like when I bought it, I'm like, all right, whatever, happy birthday to me.
Yeah. So there you go. I mean, other than that, availability, like I said, pretty much have to get it from the brewery unless you find their beers on draft, which you can do in Manhattan and the surrounding area. And if you like this? I'm trying to think what I like this. It's a dialed back version of a lot of barrel aged beers. And when I say that, I don't mean to say it's not as good. It's just softer. It's a softer version of.
If it was a not as good version of other barrel aged beers, we would say not as good version of a barrel aged beer. But.
So I mean, it's beautifully balanced, beautifully well done. If you like bourbon but you don't like heat, if you like chocolate in your beers, and just like overall really well made, drinkable, soft stouts that are Imperial but don't drink that way, you'll love this beer. So there you go, another review in the books. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the review. If you did or you didn't or somewhere in between, please leave a comment in the comment section below. Like, subscribe, all that fun stuff. If you want to check me out anywhere else on the internet, you can. Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Untappd. And if you guys like this review, see, I fucked with him. He thought I was going to skip over him this time.
He skipped over me in the last review. You can find me at anypaperreviews.squarespace.com. Also, Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram at anypaperreviews.
So hopefully you guys enjoyed the review. Hopefully you're enjoying a nice barrel-aged stout right now. And hope to see you next time.
Cheers.
Cheers.